Welcome to our channel. We are Rose
and Carsten.
traveling with our caravan overland around the world.
To follow our adventures, subscribe to the channel. It's free and it would help us.
Thanks, Rose.
And Carsten.
Good morning. We are about to ship this car to Australia. Want to know more?
If you're always wondering how to do that, we will cover that in this video. We will talk about the carnet, we will talk about the cleaning procedure and all what is needed to do the shipment.
Right now we're going to the port, so wish us luck. Yeah. Next time we see the vehicle,
In Australia.
Australia. Hey everyone, we just thought we'd pop in and talk about why and how we have shipped our vehicles from New Zealand to Australia, which is also relevant in shipping between many countries.
Basically, everywhere around the world you need to follow the same procedure. You need first of all a shipping agent.
And you need a carnet de passage.
The carnet you can get from your automobile club of your country. They are well connected all over the world. And to arrange a carnet you need to have your driving license. You need to have the car registrations. Passports, and you need to have the evaluation of the car or the value of the car, and for us car and caravan. The arrangement of the carnet is actually a pretty straightforward process. It took just 10 days for us. 10 days,
to have it issued, yes.
With a AA here in New Zealand, and we got the papers then done. You need to pay a bond, which is in every country a little bit different.
Yeah.
In New Zealand was it a lump sum, I can tell you, $5,000 per car, or $5,000 per the car and $5,000 for the caravan. We have heard in Australia is it just 500 and 500, and we have heard in the US is it the whole value of the car which you have to put as a bond to the automobile organization. And after you return from your trip,
you get it back.
You get it back.
Yeah. And the other things,
the options for shipment are with a container, with a flatbed container, and roll on, roll off. We couldn't do it in a container, and
we're
actually,
too big.
yeah, we are too big for that. And actually, we had really bad experience with our shipment. Was one time with a container from Saudi Arabia to New Zealand. However, a container takes much more time because the containers are collected. You put your car into the container is somewhere for a couple of days in a storage facility, then it goes on a ship, and then from there to there. Roll on, roll off is actually pretty direct. You're delivering the car close to the arrival of the ship, because they do not have big storage facilities. The car will be transferred to the ship, and then a couple of hours later the ship is leaving, and the same procedure on the
other end,
departure port, arrival port. Of course there's maybe the car going in quarantine like in Australia or customs. However, for us the shipment to Brisbane was just 4 to 5 days.
And then another week to 10 days to get the vehicle.
Yeah,
which is quite good.
Yeah.
Which is quite good.
Okay, what else? The container has a big advantage. Everything is safe in the container. It is locked away. Nobody can open the container. If you're doing it roll on, roll off, as someone has to drive the car is not unlocked. The caravan is supposed to be locked. We will see how that is working out. And there's a risk that someone is taking stuff away.
Yes. And the container is very limited on the size, which was another reason we couldn't do that. Yeah. It has a certain width and a certain height, and many overlanders have a vehicle that will fit in a container and will be secure. The option of an open container, which is often used for big trucks, it's how would you describe it, sweetheart?
It's a flatbed.
Flatbed.
You're driving we have seen it with big expedition vehicles. They are driving it on a flatbed container, which is an open container, just a flatbed basically. It will be lashed then down and then lifted winched and lifted to the ship. However, even our car and caravan as one unit is most likely too long for a flatbed. We never really looked into that. For us was all on, all off.
Very convenient.
Very convenient, especially the connection between New Zealand and Australia. The ship is basically going directly Auckland, Brisbane, 4 to 5 days, and it is a really short period, which we couldn't achieve with a container or with a flatbed whatsoever.
Yes.
Yeah, that's basically all. The handover at the port in Auckland, as the paperwork has been arranged in advance, was a pretty straightforward process. It took just 5 minutes. We have parked the car, we have contacted the shipping agent in the port. He came out, we have dropped the key to him, and then we have waved goodbye. That was all.
Yep.
So it is not so difficult. It's easy to do, basically.
Something that if you are shipping to New Zealand or Australia, it might not apply to all other countries, but I think there is also usually required a very high standard of preparation of the vehicle. New Zealand and Australia have very high security and biosecurity, we could say, requirements, that the vehicle have no wood, liquid, animal products, seeds, leaves
and dirt,
insects. So it must be extremely clean, and we want to avoid that it is going through any extra cleaning process, which Karsten can say about.
Okay, if the first of all, the shipment to Australia, we have heard, if you can ship your car or your overland vehicle to Australia, you can ship it basically anywhere around the world, because that's the toughest country to ship something in. However, the cleaning took a while, yes. So we have used a professional cleaning service for the caravan and for the car. The car was just a normal car cleaning.
Deep
and
cleaning,
the caravan, a special company, we couldn't do it self, because you had to go underneath the caravan and clean on top and clean out the dust and the dirt and all the leaves from our trip in New Zealand. They did a pretty good job, and we finally was just cleaning up on the end a little bit on the roof with some water, because where the caravan was stored there have been some leaves.
For the car, they did a fairly good job, but we still had to make sure and do some extras and also remove all the items from the car. So.
Yeah, there are certain points which they're really checking in Australia for the car, underneath the wheel arches and the wheel houses, the engine bay, the air filter, and the bumper. That's all places where some dirt can stick on. And as we have been aware about that, we was looking really into that and was checking with our fingers that everything is underneath the wheel arches clean and clear. And later, when we have received the car in Australia, the guy in the port told us, yeah, they have just checked underneath the wheel arches, the mud flaps, and it was looking clean. That was the signal to that the car is good to go.
Yeah. Yeah, the reason why you don't want to have the extra cleaning is if it needs to be cleaned again, it will be on your expense, and there's a shortage of cleaners, and while the car might be waiting for cleaning or fumigation, it will be stored on your expense. And we have heard stories of 3 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, and every day is $100 in a storage facility.
And you don't have your vehicle.
Till they can find someone for cleaning that. They are pretty strict there.
Yeah.
However,
yeah.
You need to be aware about that, and it had to be
prepared,
spotless clean actually.
Yeah.
The first impression. So when they open the door from the car, from the caravan, and everything looks clean, I hope they are satisfied. And later, when we got everything back in the port, we got exactly the same information. The guy in the port told us, okay, they have to open the door from the caravan. That looks clean. Thank you very much. And that was all. Took 5 minutes for the inspection.
Yeah. So that is the cleaning.
Yeah, that's the cleaning.
The preparation. So when you live in an apartment, you have to do a few things differently when you're cleaning your caravan. So for example, we need to clean the roof, and that hose, the only way we can really see the roof, we don't have a scaffolding, is from the balcony here. So Karsten has got the hose now. And beat that, yeah. What's going on here?
Cleaning the roof.
That is the method. He is getting it clean, getting those leaves out, baby. That's the only way we could work it out. We don't have a scaffolding, and it needs to be super clean. Super clean for the Australian customs. We've been scrubbing and scrubbing for days. We are heading to the port in Auckland. So we're going to the special area for vehicle drop-offs, and you see all the vehicles lining up, perhaps getting ready for export. Some of them might have been imported, and our ship that will take our vehicles is not here yet. It should arrive around midnight tonight, and it will be different depending on which port city you're going from, but this is relevant to Auckland, New Zealand. We're going to Tinley Street, and that's where we have to wait, really. I think we have to pull in here. That's the only option. I think we have to go in here, baby. Or otherwise it's on the street. There's Mark waiting for us. And there is the port gates ahead, so we have to go over and meet our contact, and that's it.
Here she goes into the seaport. Bye bye, see you in Australia. Somehow I have mixed feelings. Now our car and caravan is basically officially not anymore in New Zealand. It's already in the port zone and waiting for the ship. A few hours later, we got the information that the Ro-Ro ship for our car and caravan has been arrived in Auckland. And we thought we'd check it out. So that's a Tijuca. It's a Norwegian shipping company. Came from Chile. And our car and caravan is already loaded to this big thing there. And most likely we expect in the next 12 to 15 hours the boat will leave and is then on the way direct to Brisbane. So as you can see, they are coming still.
Vehicles out,
cars out, and cars going on, but it looks like as our caravan is gone from this corner where it was yesterday, that it has been already loaded. We can't see it anymore.
Hi guys, welcome to Australia. Harbour Bridge, Opera House, Karsten, and we're waiting for our caravan to be cleared from customs. It shipped last week. It's been here for a few days, and we're just hoping to get it out soon.
Yeah, it's actually in Brisbane.
And we're in Sydney, as you can see from the Opera House and the harbour here. And we will drive up in a couple of days. Have a bit of a road trip, and hopefully be reunited with our home on wheels.
Hopefully next week.
Yeah. Till then, let's see. Look around. Let's go. Good morning from Brisbane.
Hello from Brisbane. We are getting our car today out of the port after only 1 week. Clearance is done and we are good to go.
Yep, just got to return our rental car that we've had for the past 6 days since we arrived in Sydney, and then it's a Uber to the port.
Yep.
Yep. We'll keep you updated. So we just dropped off our rental car. We returned it, and we're walking to pick up our carnet from the customs office, and we're walking along the river in Brisbane. You can see the skyline over there. It's very tropical. It's winter here, but it's lovely, maybe 20 degrees. Yeah. There's Karsten. We got them back. Yay.
Yeah, we are sitting here in the shipping company office and waiting that we get the call to get it out of the port, out of the quarantine area, of the storage area. But the clearance is done. They are just waiting for someone is pushing a button. We got the carnets back, the clearance, and now we going to pick up the car and the caravan from biosecurity. See you there.
So
finally, the procedures in Australia, as there is some special requirements. First of all, Australia, every state has different rules regarding foreign countries on their roads. So vehicles, yeah. We have shipped to Brisbane, which is
in Queensland.
It's Queensland. And in Queensland, you do not need to register your car or your caravan whatsoever. The carnet, the passage, is actually the registration. The problem is to get a CTP. The CTP is a
compulsory third-party insurance.
Yeah, it's mandatory in Australia that everyone which is having a car need to have a CTP. That's a accident insurance if you are hurting someone on an accident or killing someone, and it is mandatory. So in Queensland, they was asking us to register the car, and for the registration of the car, you need a safety check. But as per their Queensland law, our car don't need to be registered and don't need to have a safety check. And it was a kind of hiccup with the insurance because a lot of people are not really aware about that. Finally, we found someone on Suncorp, which was fully aware of the whole situation, was aware about what is a carnet de passage, and we could just go ahead and we got our car insured. We have heard in the other states of Australia, if you, for example, shipping to Melbourne or to Sydney or Adelaide, you need to register your car, and after you have registered your car, you can arrange the insurance, and everything's supposed to be fine and going the normal way. However, in Brisbane, when we tried to get the car out of the port, they have checked if we have the CTP, and they have checked our driving license.
Yeah, so good to be aware.
Yes,
of
and
the local procedures.
If you like to pick it up in the port on your own or on the storage facilities, especially in Australia, you need a high visibility vest. We didn't have one. I mean, we wasn't aware about that. We thought someone will drive the car to the gate. No, they don't do that. So you had to buy for $18 at their storage facility a high visibility vest. We could have easily borrowed one or get someone for much less money. However, so if you like to pick up your car on your own, and you need this high visibility vest, and you can save a couple of bucks there if you buy it in advance. In the storage facilities, they try to rip you off.
And it's not a nice one either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
we how you say it? Conclusion. You need the CTP, and you can have, this is a mandatory, and you need, or you can have a third part insurance is for property damage. So if you are involved in an accident, it is your thing and your mistake, that you are covered in that case. But this insurance is not mandatory in Australia. Only the CTP,
yeah.
also against personal injuries, is mandatory in Australia.
Okay, and then we also took out comprehensive insurance. It was not too difficult. We called a few different companies and got a quote and took out comprehensive insurance as well.
With
so
road
it's
assistant and all what is needed to be safe on the road and in the case of the case.
So to collect our vehicle from the port, first we received our carnets back, and then we were waiting for the biosecurity clearance. We had actually heard it was cleared from the day before, and so we were waiting, and then we needed one last bit of paper, which was the printout of the biosecurity clearance that was between biosecurity and customs, and once we had that, we were able to go and pick up the vehicle. And we needed to show those papers to the facility where the vehicle had been checked.
There was a kind of small hiccup as we put some stuff in the caravan. It was delaying the process of clearance because it was called personal effects, and for that they need a special custom clearance, which was one paper which we had to fill out, but we haven't been aware about that at the beginning. We told everything what is in the caravan is automatically camping gear and part of that, and we left our pillows and stuff like that in. So for that we had to make a custom clearance, and they had to make an extra biosecurity clearance, which took 1 day longer than expected. However, we got it in 1 week back, and it was actually really straightforward.
We heard a mixed message that even if there is no personal effects, it will always go for this check because they check the awning and they can't do it at the port. So we heard that it didn't matter, this would always happen because the caravan has an awning, so it would always be checked.
Yes, awning is one point, sorry. They're checking the awning and the wheel arches. We forgot to mention that earlier. They roll really out the awning to check it, and if there are some leaves or whatsoever in, you need to be aware about that and clean your awning before you ship. Okay, that's all from us.
We hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, please do ask in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, please do let us know. And just a reminder, we're talking about the process for a temporary importation of a vehicle to Australia. If you're looking to permanently import your vehicle, your shipping agent can advise you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, guys. Give us a like if you enjoyed it.
Yes.
Here he comes. Hey, babe. All is good?
All is good.
No damage?
No damage.
Should we?
Yeah, taking the vest off, taking the jumper off, and then we put the...
So it's great to finally be reunited with our vehicles, back to feeling whole again. We've got Lara, we've got Croft, we're on the move. Apart from like a lot of dust, like we handed over our vehicles so clean and now they are so dirty, surprisingly, and missing the brake controller that used to be there, connected. That is gone and there is no sign of it. So apart from that, everything looks okay so far. We have to have a better look at home, but they were not impressed with us at the pickup facility with taking a couple of minutes. And yeah, so we're on our way to park and
in 300 meters, use any lane to turn right onto Wynnum Road.
We got our car from the port yesterday, as you can see, there are some stickers added to it, and it's filthy now. That's the shipping reference from the boat. We couldn't see yesterday any particular new scratches, so we're going in to see how they've left it. It was so clean. You can see, you see where they've opened the cupboards. There's quite a lot of prints everywhere that I need to take care of. Yeah. And otherwise we're just checking to see what else has been stolen. We noticed yesterday quite a lot of things are missing, so just checking that out now and cleaning. We've just been doing a quick clean of the caravan, all the handprints and stuff, and we noticed there's heaps of stuff stolen. It's quite disappointing. Basics, like when we looked in the plastic boxes, like this one that's sitting here that we have packed, we have seen that it's half full. Both of the boxes are half full. There is pots, pans, fry pan, cups gone, and then there's anything that was portable and slightly valuable, like a drill machine, electronic jump starter.
Someone was stealing our pillows. Can you imagine that?
Someone took our pillows, our used camp chairs. Yeah, so we're just looking at the list of things.
Coffee pots, 2 coffee mugs. Our
favorites that are used for 10 years maybe.
Yeah, they took that. I mean, how filthy people, what for filthy people are that? And yes, there's a risk. Yes, we have been aware about the risk and what we could do. And our shipping agent in Auckland was saying, look, everything that is locked away, it's safe. Nobody will go into the caravan. The keys are in safe hands. Yeah. And the only person which will have access to the caravan is the customs in Auckland and the customs in Brisbane in Australia. And I do not believe that they took something away. Also someone just left the keys or left the boxes open after customs whatsoever.
What we can say, filthy thieves.
They were stealing out of the car the brake controller, which nobody can use. It is absolutely useless because
matched only with our machine.
Yes, because it is controlling the brakes which are installed in the caravan with the device, and it was just the control unit which you plug into the cigarette plug, and we had to keep it in because it is controlling the brake system, and someone took this away. I mean, what the person can do with it? Filthy freaks. However, we have to deal with that right now and have to replace some stuff over the next 2-3 days, and then we will start off from here.